The Menlo Knights head into Napa to take on Justin Siena, and we've got it for you here on CCSA alongside my partner Ray Calcagno. I'm Casey McGuire. Thanks again for joining us as the Frosh-soph team takes to the road, Ray, and a lot of the challenges that Carmel faced last week in traveling a great distance. Menlo faces this week in about an hour and a half to 2 hour drive here to take on Justin Siena.
Well, they do, Casey, and before the kickoff here, we want to talk a little bit about the Justin Siena Braves. And I believe they're going to run a triple option offense, commonly called the veer offense. And Menlo has not seen this offense yet. We have seen a double option when they played Hillsdale and when they played Carmel. But again, this will be a triple option. I'll try to explain that a little bit once Justin Siena gets the ball. But it looks like Justin will be kicking, Menlo will be receiving. So we'll look for that Menlo passing attack primarily versus a running attack by Justin Siena.
And you saw the officials' indication the Braves did defer to the second half, so Menlo will receive 2-0 on this young season. It's been an excellent start for the Knights as the team gets excited for this one. Menlo having dismantled the last two opponents so far on this young season. The offense has looked excellent with a couple different quarterbacks in there for Menlo.
And also, I think their kicking game was good. In case you remember, we saw them kick the ball in the end zone, make their successful extra points, etc.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line, and we are just about set to get underway. Low line drive kick is through the hands
That's going to be on the
of
20.
Wiley Osborne, and it'll be a touchback. So Menlo will start 1st and 10 at the 20.
Once again, in high school, anytime the ball crosses the plane or the goal line, it's going to be brought out to the 20. So that's where they start, 80 yards away.
Shotgun for the Knights on 1st down with 3 receivers to the left.
Blitz.
And the first pass of the game, pressure and going down. Under that pressure is Matt Bradley. So the Braves get in there quickly, and Bradley is sacked on his first play from scrimmage.
Well, a very good pass rush, and that's what, if you're on defense against a passing team, you want to put a good pass rush on, not give the quarterback much time to throw. Looks like the Braves are having trouble getting into their defensive alignment, but they do.
Bradley now under center, rolls out left. He pumps, and now he's bringing it to the outside. He tries to get away again, and another sack. Back-to-back losses of 5 yards each for the Menlo Knights.
Well, that's the backside rusher that's coming through. You can see the front side man here grabs him and gets him, but there was also some backside pressure, and then the other 3 down linemen make the play. So 3rd and long, very long.
3rd and 20 for Menlo as Osborne goes in motion. They give it to him on the far side. Not much room there as the Braves swarm quickly. So Menlo loses 12 yards on their opening possession, and will punt it away.
Well, that's the quick screen to the flanker, and nice defensive play there. And I would say that certainly Justin Siena was ready for these first 3 plays. So you're going to get this ball out of the end zone.
Almost blocked, but it does come away, and it's a decent punt, and it's dropped. And Menlo jumps on it, and a huge turn of events there for the Menlo Knights.
That's for sure. Menlo does get it. Justin Siena would have had the ball inside the 40-yard line, so almost in field goal range, and obviously they do not come up with the ball here, but looks like it could have been fielded cleanly, but missed and then alertly jumped on and pounced on by Max Parker.
And it was Max, the first guy getting down there to receive the muff punt. So 1st and 10 again for Menlo, and they'll hand it off to Heru Peacock on 1st down, and he is hit quickly. Picked up a yard, maybe 2 on the carry.
And this is a trap play. You'll see the left guard pull. And again, Justin Siena does a nice job of filling. So they've put a pretty good pass rush on the first 3 plays, and now they go ahead and stop the run.
4 receivers for Menlo, and a option play to the left, and they pitch it, and room to run to the outside. Plenty of room down the far sideline as Connor Shanley still on his feet inside the 30.
And this is Menlo's version of the option. Now this is a dual option, so the quarterback takes it, pitches the ball. Shanley gets to the outside. That's what you want to do. And then he sheds or breaks a tackle and keeps going down the sideline where there's plenty of green grass, and is finally, by the pursuit, knocked out of bounds. But a nice gain for Menlo there to start this series.
So Menlo getting the offense rolling here on their second possession. Pump fake once, throw out right, incomplete through the hands of Osborne at the 20-yard line.
Well, this is a sideline and go. They make the fake here. Nice job by the quarterback and receiver, and then the receiver turns it up the field, and in this case, just mishandled the pass.
2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Bradley, and he's got a man behind him, and
Screen.
they'll pitch it or they'll pass it upfield to Shanley again, and Shanley another big gain. He's got a first down for the Knights.
Well, this is a different type of screen. What they're doing is the linemen are letting the rushers go past them. The back fakes a block, catches it right about a yard or two behind the line of scrimmage, and then makes good yardage. So, successful play here, which keeps the drive alive.
So another first down for Menlo. Ball on the 14-yard line of the Braves. Pass deep corner of the end zone. He's got a man open. Is he out of bounds? Yes. An excellent catch on the play by Max Parker, but he fell out of bounds.
Well, the ball leads him just a little bit out of bounds, but as we've talked about before, you want to throw the ball as the quarterback and offensive player. You want to throw it so just your man has a chance for it. And that was thrown there. It was a great catch, but unfortunately for Menlo, out of bounds. Quick screen.
Give it to Heru Peacock, and Heru to the outside. Turns his shoulders upfield and lowers his shoulder into the defender. Picks up about 5 on the play.
Well, we've seen this play, the first 2 weeks. It's a kind of a lateral, and Heru does a great job. Again, he stepped out of bounds just back where the referee is marking it, but picked up about 5 yards there. Quick screen.
Pass out left, and streaking towards the end zone, diving for the goal line is Max Parker. Waiting for a signal. They're going to have him down at the 1-yard line.
And I think that's a correct call, Casey. This, again, is a flanker screen. So Max catches it, avoids a couple of tacklers there, and then tries to put the ball across the goal line, but I think his knee had hit. So, it's going to be on the 1.
First and goal for the Knights. They give it to Peacock up the middle, and he breaks the plane at the goal line for a Menlo touchdown. So the Knights take advantage of the turnover, and they've got a 6-0 lead.
Well, nice, a 1-yard plunge here by Heru, and he gets in. And it puts 6 points on the board. Very nice drive. Ooh,
Snap took a little bit long getting down, but they still pushed it through. So Max Parker with the extra point, and it's 7-0 Knights.
Well, a good drive. Some nice plays in there. Those were quick screens, and then some good running and avoiding some tackles. So let's see with this kick how the kick is by Max.
Ball is loose now.
I think it's going to be effective.
And it goes into the end zone.
It wasn't the booming kick that he's done in the past, but again, once the ball crosses the plane. The ball's muffed here, so because there's no possession, the referees do not blow it dead until it crosses the goal line.
The ball going into the end zone was a good break there for Justin Siena, the way that was shaping up, as they hand it off right up the middle on first down. And a decent run there. It's pick up of 5.
So what you're going to see are 2 backs in the backfield, and one is called primarily the dive back. That would be number 49 in this case, getting the ball. So the quarterback will either give to the first back on the dive, keep it, and run, or pitch it, and that's the triple option. We'll talk about it a little bit more.
Triple option, giving cameramen heartburn for years.
Well, that was not the option because there was a second fake in it, but usually the quarterback will carry it out and an option against the defensive end.
Couple people moving in the backfield there, and a flag comes out, and the quarterback is under pressure. Menlo will probably decline this penalty, you would think, as it goes for a loss.
Well, their backs were not set, and I think sometimes they're maybe going out of eye backs or shifting to that split back set. But that was a penalty. The referees called it, and I would agree with you, Casey. The Menlo, in this case, will decline the penalty if they have the option, and they do.
Illegal motion penalty against Justin.
4th down now. Punt will come up here for the Braves as it's 4th and long. Low snap, but the punt is away. It's a pretty good punt taken at the 40-yard line. Trying to push it upfield. This is Stasny for Menlo, as Connor has it back into the Braves territory. So more good field position here for the Knights.
And one of the things that happens on a punt when it's mishandled, we've talked about this in previous broadcasts, Casey, maybe on the varsity, but when the ball's fumbled a little bit or mishandled, then the people that are charging down, they change their lanes, they change and they look for the fumble or the ball, and that can often get a long or good return.
Give it to Heru Peacock on the pass to the outside, and he's got close to a first down. Looked like Menlo had a couple people moving there before the ball, but that one goes uncalled. For them, it's a good break.
Well, you can have one man in motion, or you can use a shift where 2 or 3 people go and shift, but then they have to be set for a second. I think Heru was out in motion, which is fine. He can do that. He can move laterally.
That ball is dropped on the exchange, and Bradley does a smart thing and just jumps back on it.
Right. And don't know if it was a snap count problem or, just a mishandle, but it brings up a 3rd and about 5.
Stasny in motion to the near side, looking right and throwing right, and it's incomplete. Intended on the near side for number 13, Jack Hannigan.
Well, this is there's 3 receivers to the right. He rolls to the right. He has that little bubble screen possibility, but he elects to go downfield. So they're going to go for it on 4th down.
4th and 5. And they give it to the outside to Shanley. And Shanley's had a couple big runs after catches today. And he tacks on another one. Menlo with a first down as Shanley has it to the 25.
Now this is a designated play, I believe, where everybody is blocking, knowing that the ball is going to the swinging back. And so those receivers don't really run patterns. They go down and block. Shanley does a nice job of knowing where to get what the yardage is needed and knows to get the first down. Option here.
Give it to Heru. There's defense on that outside, and he knew it quickly as the Braves were not fooled by that play.
Well, it does a good job by the cornerback. He does not let the ball get outside of him. He also comes up, and it would have been a clip if they blocked him from behind. So nice job defensively, brings up a 2nd and 11.
Stasny in motion to the near side for the Knights. Bradley looks over the middle of the field. He's got a man open, and into the end zone goes Max Parker for a touchdown.
Well, that is the backside receiver. They have trips to the right, 3 men to the right, so they overload that side, and then they look back, and if the safety is not there or it's single coverage, I think they'll come back to that single receiver, and a nice throw, nice catch. Actually pretty good coverage,
yeah, very.
But ball was thrown only where only the receiver can catch it. They're going for 2.
And they will convert on the 2-point conversion, as wide open was Wiley Osborne for the score, and Menlo has a 15-0 lead.
Well, I think on the first PAT, Menlo must have seen, the coaching staff saw that everybody rushed from Justin Siena, so they called a 2-point play, and that's very effective.
So the Knights kick it away again, and that player is down, so it's been an adventure on the kicking game so far for the Braves.
Right, they've mishandled a couple of the kicks, and that's hurt them field position and obviously turned the ball over. We've talked about this in high school, whether you're a punter or a return man, anytime you're down, even without contact, when you're down, that ends the play. The referee correctly blew the whistle.
Handed
nice
off
run here.
On first down, straight up the middle goes Michael Caldwell, number 49.
And this is the triple option. Again, they give it to the first back. Now there's 2 types of triple option. There's the inside veer and the outside veer. I think, and that means it's a little bit wider. I think that was the outside veer, and a nice play by Justin Siena.
You see in the background, under a minute to go here in the first quarter, as they give it to Caldwell again,
nice
and a
hold.
huge hole to the near side. Past the 30 to the 35 is correction. That was number 40, Stephen Panis, who had the ball carrier there.
And that is not the option. That is a designated power play, and that's one of the plays that you'd run out of there. Very nice looking play. Obviously, good opening, good hole, and nice play for a first down.
Should be the final play here of this first quarter. 2 men in the backfield for the Braves. And a quick pass out right, and that's intercepted. Picked off by number 7 for Menlo. That's Wiley Osborne. He's streaking down the far side of the field, down to the 10-yard line. As Menlo takes advantage of a turnover. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 11.
Well, I don't think he could have played that any better. It looked to me like he knew, the defensive back knew the play that was on. I don't know if they automatic to it or what, but no defense. I mean, great defense, no offense for that one. So Menlo gets the ball, and again, in very easy and very short field, very good scoring position.
Bradley pumps once, now throws corner of the end zone. That's incomplete.
Well, good double coverage on that one. He makes the fake, similar to what we saw before. This was an inside move and then back out. but they do not connect on this one.
Bradley throws a real tight spiral ball, and a good ball to catch if you're a receiver.
Right.
We saw on that Max Parker touchdown a couple plays ago.
Good
now
pressure.
He's under pressure, and he's going down at the 21-yard line. Lost about 10 yards on that play.
And that's a backside pressure. You see that the front side man kind of starts to make the play, or at least delays the pass, and then the backside gets to him.
Landon Rosa, the man who got in there for the Braves. So it's third and very long.
The backside
Bradley down the middle of the field. He's got a man open for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Menlo.
And the backside.
Same play that they scored for Max Parker, this time to the opposite end.
Yes, the other side. Well, it wasn't bad coverage, but then all of a sudden, boom, the receiver pops up, is open. The ball is delivered right on the money, and nice catch, nice pass, and a touchdown.
So Connor Stasny gets in on the act, and the extra point is up and good. So Menlo piling it on here early in this battle against Justin Siena. It's 22-0.
Well, they have had, Menlo has had great field position, obviously. Not the very first play, but then the fumbled punt allowed them to go ahead and score. And since then, they've looked very, very good. And here's another ball goes in the end zone.
So they'll take it at the 20-yard line.
And again, Casey, when you can kick the ball in the end zone, the other team, your opponent has to go 80 yards. That's one of the best, and eliminates one of the best plays in football. One of your talented return men gets the ball with blockers in front of him out in space. But you put it in the end zone, that ends that.
They give it to Caldwell on first down, and the big running back rumbles for about 6.
Okay, and that is the first leg of the triple option, the dive. So the quarterback makes a decision there. He could keep it and pitch or keep it himself, but he gave it to the dive back, and good choice.
Hand it off again. This one is to Panis, and he is quickly met, and Menlo trying to strip that one out as they grabbed him.
And that's kind of a little scissors play where you'll see the first back through. That was not the option, but the first back he fakes to him and then gives to the second back.
Bobby Roth in on the tackle for Menlo. Third down and 3, and they hand it off up the middle, and a first down for the Braves.
Now that's the same play giving to the first back, and he makes the necessary yardage, so they keep their drive going.
Very quick play when you give it to that first back right up the middle. They give it to Panis this time, and Ross grabs him from behind again.
So Casey, we're seeing the contrast of running style by the Braves and the passing style of Menlo, but right now they've had pretty good success running the ball, and that's what I think you'll see most of the time.
Give it to Caldwell this time. Nope, quarterback's going to keep it rather, and there we saw another option in that option play.
That's right. That's the second part, and that was a great fake. It faked us, and also the cameraman. So a very nice fake by the quarterback there. He kept the ball. The other option would be to pitch it to the trailing back.
Hand it off to Panis, and he is down to the 45-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. As correction, that was number 34, Jack Kaufman, into the game.
Well, they have been, in this case, Justin Siena has been moving the ball both right and left with their run plays. Now here's a little bit different formation.
Hand it off to Caldwell, and he provides a little bit of size up the middle there for Menlo to contend with.
And the reason I said it was a different formation, there was only one back in the backfield, but they still run the option play. They ran a little bit wider, so that was the outside option. He would either give it, which he did, or the quarterback would keep it.
2nd and a yard, and they give it to Caldwell again. He is hit quickly, though, by the Menlo Knights. Should still be enough for a first down.
And what they're doing on that play is they're running to the tight end side. Everybody blocks down, and the back runs a little bit wider. So they're optioning the end. They're making the decision against the end.
Caldwell with a big hole up the middle, and he is inside the 40 down to the 30-yard line.
So, again, we're seeing the Justin Siena team move the ball the way they want to with the run, and mixing it up with inside, outside veer, and then that counter play. So right now they have Menlo back on their heels.
First and 10.
Bootleg pass.
Pass coming left, and that's complete as he's got a receiver across the middle of the field. As that was Chris Jordan, the big tight end for the Braves.
And that's a nice looking play. We've seen some good faking there, and a nice throw, nice catch. And Menlo is, in a sense, having having some problems and difficulty stopping this offense right now. It's been a nice long drive for the Braves.
Handed off up the middle on the dive.
And that again is a little bit wider. That's the outside veer. So sometimes they're optioning the tackle, defensive tackle. Sometimes they're optioning the defensive end.
That was Joe Nashar, his first carry of the game for the Braves. Handed off to Caldwell, and he goes into the line. Menlo that time was ready for it as Mikey DeKroger was there along with a couple other Menlo Knights.
Well, that was the inside play, and as you mentioned, 3 or 4 defenders there. So nice play by Menlo. This brings up a third and kind of long. But they're in 4-down territory, so
Indeed,
I believe they
is.
go for it. Well, they're not going to have to go for it. I think they made a first.
They
very
did
close
have
to
one
it.
very close that last time, and I believe they gave it to him. So it's going to be second down there. As another big run on first down. Right now, Ray, it's they're using every option in this offense that they've got, and they're keeping Menlo back on their heels a little bit. Hand it off to the quarterback's going to keep it himself. Is Castellucci to the outside, turns it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds inside the 5. It'll be first and goal for the Braves.
And I think you're seeing this, the offense run the way it's designed, and it can be very difficult for a defense. And we've seen Justin Siena, although they still need 3 or 4 more yards for a touchdown, we've seen him go 80 yards and very few passes, all different options or all different types of runs. So Menlo wisely calls a timeout, but it's first and goal on about the 4-yard line. Let's see if Menlo knows what to do now or how to stop this.
Give it to Caldwell. He breaks through the line. He's towards the goal line.
No
waiting
signal
for the
yet,
official.
no.
He's pointing him down at the 1.
So very close, but a nice play. And, I've mentioned this before, but on first and second down, you're thinking, trying to get touchdowns. On third and fourth down, you're trying to get first downs. Now here, you only have that yard. You're going to get a touchdown. I guess that is the first down marker in a sense.
They give it to Caldwell again, and Menlo got into the backfield quickly there, Ray, and he's going to be short. Nice job that time. Parker Schultz got in there and really disrupted things.
Well, the thing you want to do when you're playing defense here, when you're backed up against the goal line, is just hard charge and try to keep them out of the end zone any way you can. The field is shrunk and condensed, so it's a little bit tougher. But
Castellucci is going to keep it himself that time, and he is into the end zone. So they actually pulled to the outside a little bit there as Menlo was getting good penetration up the middle, and they found a bit of a hole, and Justin Siena is on the board.
That was the option, and they did not give it to the dive back. Well, it looks like they have an injured player as well. They did not give it to the dive back, and the second leg of the option, the quarterback keeping it, was good.
The extra point hits the upright and is no good. So it's a 22-6 lead for the Menlo Knights. And one thing when you're playing a team that is run-oriented like Justin Siena is, Ray, that you want to get out to an early lead if you can, as Menlo did. So that drive there, even though it was effective, took an awful lot of time off the clock in the game. So
it did, and
heads-up play there by Menlo as that ball hit the first man on the scene for the Menlo Knights.
And that was definitely a squib kick, and alertly, I don't know the number of that individual, but made a nice play because it hit another player. So it was going to be a live ball. Whoever recovered it would have been their ball. So nice play.
First down pass for Bradley is complete to Wiley Osborne, and Wiley dances down the sideline. It looked like he was going to go out of bounds at the 40, but he picked up 7 more yards.
Well, it's a nice throw and catch. Watch the catch here. I think you will see it. Yeah, he just reaches out, grabs the ball, and as you mentioned, he stays. It looks like he may get knocked out of bounds. We've talked about this defensively. When a player's near the sidelines, knock him out of bounds. That's the surest and safest tackler, the sideline.
Bradley to pass. Now he's in trouble again. He's rolling out, and he's going to go down. 4th sack of the game for Justin Siena.
And again, it's good pressure. I've talked about backside. The backside will be the side opposite the quarterback. But here he gets front side pressure. That means towards the quarterback. And nice play there.
Shotgun flag on the play. Deep down the middle of the field is incomplete. He had a couple of receivers there as Peter Barrett was one of the targets. But I think Menlo might have had a illegal formation there.
Well, it's a choice, and I'd say, it's either repeat it down, which sometimes you don't want to give another team, depending on clock and, what you think about their passing game. So they may decline this one.
It looks like they did indeed.
Well, it gives you one less down
the
to
sack,
right.
correct.
So this is 3rd and about 13.
Down the middle, that's incomplete, as it was intended for Max Parker. A little too high for Max.
Right. Now, the safety on this does a nice job because he's coming to make the tackle. If he veers off a little bit, he might be able to go ahead and intercept the ball. But, you know, that's an instantaneous type of decision. So it's a 4th and looks like a punt, but we know sometimes they don't punt.
Menlo will punt it away, and it's a good-looking kick as it's heading towards the 1-yard line and bounces just ever so slightly forward, but it's good enough for a touchback.
Well, on a punt, sometimes you want to do what they call a directional punt and punt the ball for the sideline. Naturally, you know, you hope to get it in somewhere near the 10-yard line. That's what you're aiming for.
So 1st and 10 here for the Braves, and they'll air it out on 1st down and a flag for pass interference on Wiley Osborne. He almost timed it perfectly enough, but if not for the shove, it would have been a completion.
Well, also, what they could have called is face guarding, because what you need to do as a defender is be going for the ball. The high school rules are slightly different than the pros, and so here, nice throw. Looks like it might have been a catch, and because he is not looking, he does push as well, but because he's not looking at the ball, it's one of two things, either face guarding or pass interference. So.
And with the high school rule, it actually saves Menlo about 10 yards on the completion. So
it's always 15, not where the penalty occurs.
Not the worst penalty to take if you're going to give up a long game.
That's correct. That's correct. And sometimes you almost teach that. You think about that, especially if there's very little time in the half or the game.
2nd and 10 now for the Braves. Time winding down here in the 2nd quarter. They're going for it again down the near side, and that one's out of bounds. Osborne on the coverage that time.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Casey, the time is a factor, and when you're primarily a running team, now you have to go to the air to try and get the ball down the field, and Menlo is playing pass defense naturally.
They hand it off. This is Panis. Panis to the outside is dragged down at the 47.
Well, that's the lead play. You see the first back go through, they fake to him, give to the second one. They've made pretty good yardage on that. I'd say about 5 yards per carry.
Just under a minute to go here in the 2nd quarter. On 4th and 3, they go for it, and the ball is loose. And this is turning out to be a disaster. But wait, the Braves try and make something out of it. And they're going to give Menlo an opportunity to score here at the end of the half.
Well, this is a smart play in a sense. That was not the design play. Obviously, the ball, I think, was going to be the second back through. But not falling on the ball because it was 4th down. Now, obviously, he doesn't make it, but still a good, smart play, I think, trying to make the first. Menlo gets it. They have less than about 35 seconds, I think, to go ahead and try to score. And it's a little bit of a short field with Parker. They might get a field goal, if nothing else.
Shotgun formation as Brian Francis is into the game for the first time, and he'll pass it down the middle of the field, tipped up and incomplete. A flag is down on the play. As again, this might be an illegal formation here against Menlo. And
usually on a tip ball, the defense has the advantage because there's normally one receiver and 2 or 3 defenders around there. But they did not, Justin Siena did not come up with the catch or the interception.
And it was an illegal formation against the Knights, so you see it's 1st and 15 and an option for Francis, and he'll pitch it to Heru Peacock. Yeah. And Heru turns upfield and turns on the Jets to the 10, to the 5. And they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 4-yard line. So almost got in there.
Well, Casey, what we talked about before is if the ball carrier, in this case the pitchman, can get the outside, there's a lot of green grass out there and a lot of good running. And he does that. He picks up some good blocks. He's down the sideline. And as we mentioned, even though he was not brought down, he did step out of bounds. We can see that on our sideline camera. So that stops the touchdown. But Menlo still has time to score. About 20 seconds left now. So they're on the 4-yard line.
Option to the left this time. Francis is going to keep it himself. He had Heru right next to him there, but he tried to turn it upfield, and now they're going to try and spike it.
I think they'll go.
They're going to take a timeout, it looks like. We have a penalty actually here against the Knights, and another formation penalty against Menlo.
So they're having problem getting 7 men on the line of scrimmage. You must have 7 men on the line of scrimmage, and so I think they're in the the wrong formation, and that's what's causing some problems. But backs him up to about the 9-yard line now. As I said, I think they could still make possibly kick a field goal. We've seen that earlier. Option again.
Give it to Peacock. He tries to get the
He's
corner. He
going for the
turns
corner.
it upfield, and he's got it. A touchdown, Menlo.
Nice drive. Very nice play by Menlo.
They gave Heru Peacock the far side of the field, which was wide open, and they had him turn on the jets.
Well, just what we talked about. If the ball carrier can get to the outside, which he did, and he does a great job of smelling the goal line and getting in there. So a nice score and a nice drive, especially with such short time left, that Menlo goes ahead and scores.
The extra point is good, and Menlo extends to a 29-6 lead. Not a score you see often in football, but nonetheless, the Knights are way out in front here as we're heading into halftime. 5 seconds to go in this first half.
Sometimes you would squib kick it here, so again, you don't get the good run back. So we'll see if they do that. And they pooch kick it, which is very similar.
And
but they have a man off. People are offsides. They're crossing before the ball's kicked. So that's a 5-yard penalty, and they'll have to do it again. No time comes off the clock.
So they'll give it another shot, and they almost
actually
did it again.
Yeah.
And that kick goes into the end zone.
And that's, like we said, the strength of Parker's leg. That's a 65-yard kick, 65 plus.
That pass is intercepted, picked off by Stasny.
Now,
You hear the buzzer in the
but
background.
The play goes until it's over.
Indeed it does, and he's still on his feet.
Right. So.
Flag comes in as well, so this is, don't go anywhere just yet, as Connor Stasny was in the safety position and was the center fielder on that one. He just picked that one right out of the air.
Well, the game, the half ends if it's an offensive penalty. If it's a defensive penalty, then we'll go ahead and extend it one more play and untimed down. But it's no win for Menlo. If they decline the penalty, that gives Justin Siena another play. If they say, okay, we'll take the penalty, then the ball's dead there. So I think that's going to be the last play.
Either way, they'll probably take that going into the half, and it's a block in the back against the Knights, and that will do it. So the first half will end with the Menlo Knights a 29-6 lead over Justin Siena. All in all, things are looking up for Menlo. We'll be back with the second half here on CCSA. Second half action about ready to get underway here from Justin Siena, Ray, and it's been all Menlo Knights so far. It's a 29-6 lead, and as it's been for most of the season so far, Menlo pretty much having their way with it.
Well, your question was, Casey, how will they respond to this hour-and-a-half drive? I think they've responded very well. So let's see if they can continue this play in the second half.
The kickoff is taken at the 15-yard line, and a pretty good return there for the Braves. They'll have it 1st and 10 as Robert Reynoso with a nice return.
And again, does not go in the end zone, but it's kicked deep and then pretty good coverage. But also there's a nice lane here for the runner return man, and he brings it out to about the 25-yard line.
So it's 1st and 10, ball at the 25. 2 men in the backfield, 3 men in the backfield for Justin Siena, and now 1 person in the Menlo backfield for Justin Siena, and that'll back him up 5 yards.
Well, it looks like it's going to be against Justin Siena. I think the snap count was somebody snapped the ball before they were supposed to, so going to make it a little bit harder. 1st and 15.
And a man in motion for the Braves, and hold everything.
This may be a repeat. I think it's going to be 1st and 20.
Oh.
No. That's a penalty against Menlo, I guess, illegal participation, so they don't get the playoff. They must have had 12 men, and here they go, back to 1st and 10, so everything was kind of balanced out.
And the ball is out, and the Menlo Knights jump on it, as that was just a straight stray for the ball, stripped it right out of there, and Travis Chambers picks it up for the Knights.
Well, Mike Caldwell had some yardage here, and then all of a sudden at the tail end of the play, boom, it's stripped, and it was a nice play by Menlo. I think the ball was actually stripped out, and I can't tell who did it. Either 55, 56 for Menlo there.
Stripped with authority, and the pass on first down is complete to Osborne inside the 20-yard line.
Well, a nice choice on this, because you see that he looks to the outside, then comes back inside. A good read, and the ball's been thrown right on the money.
I was going to say that again, actually.
Pretty good coverage, and yet Menlo's really clicking here.
That pass is incomplete.
Very
close to
right.
being a lateral, but it does fall incomplete.
We don't get the angle on it here, but it looks like it might be, again, a ball that's thrown either laterally or backwards is a live ball. It can be advanced. Now, Menlo was ready for it, and it looked like Justin Siena was, but they played the whistle, which is what you need to do.
Bradley drops back, throws left. That's complete as he hits Stasny on the near side down to the 11-yard line.
And I think this is going to bring up a fourth down play. So a nice read, a nice throw there, and good catch, and again, pretty good coverage. So Menlo is still clicking.
Pass out right, and a
double
pass, and it's wide open as into the end zone goes Connor Patterson, and Menlo extends the lead as that one was perfectly drawn up.
Well, and he does a nice job. I'm talking about the receiver. He blocks first, makes the defensive back come on up and make the play, and then slips by him, and well executed. So, again, nice, good timing, good play calling, and they extend their lead.
Yeah, that is the key to that play. As you mentioned, Ray, you need to sell the fact that you're blocking and then just duck right past him as he did. And it's a 30-point lead for the Menlo Knights.
Well, again, short field position, so, that fumble, the miscues by Justin Siena have really aided Menlo. And then when they have the ball, they've obviously punched in the end zone. Again, about 80 yards away. So you've got long drives, and I know it helps your defense when the other team has to go 80 yards or
Give
more.
it to Caldwell on first down. He picks up 3.
All right, so that is the first leg of the triple option. Once again, the dive, or then the quarterback keeps it would be part number 2, or a pitch to the trailing back would be play number 3 or part number 3.
Timeout taken here by Justin Siena.
Now that was going to be that was going to be a different formation, but now they're back to the split backs. They had one back in the backfield before that timeout.
Pass out to the left, and they've got a man open on the left side, and it just falls incomplete. Oh, correction, he did pull it in.
Well,
good coverage over there.
Right, but we have seen some pinpoint passing. Now watch this. There is good coverage, but the receiver takes that ball, grabs it with the fingertips, makes the catch. Good sideline camera there, but good coverage. There's not, you got to shake your head. There's nothing you can do about that.
That's all size advantage there. As Kevin Walker was the man that was covering on that play, and the receiver just kind of went up and took it from him.
It was a jump ball in one sense, but a nice play. So big gain, and now Justin Siena runs the second leg. The ball's fumbled.
Fumbled indeed, and that ball's still loose. It didn't look like the Braves jumped on it clearly there as they had 2 people near it, but Menlo does recover as it was picked up by number 56, Parker Schultz.
Well, when you run the triple option, it's sometimes difficult to know who's going to get it, whether the dive back is going to get it, and in this case the quarterback was trying to disconnect and the ball came loose, and then obviously they didn't get it, but Menlo has it. They're again short field, in very good position.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're not on the same page as Shanley with another strong run, if you're not on the same page quarterback to running back, you got the running back trying to take the ball from a quarterback who's not willing to give it to him, and the fumble happens usually, as it did there. So Shanley, another impressive run, as Connor's had a very nice day.
He has, and makes good yardage. That's that pitch. There was no option on that. It was just a quick pitch, and he gets the outside, and that's usually first down yardage. So they try it the other way. He does not go outside and does not have as many yards this time.
Stood up near the line of scrimmage.
So from a defensive standpoint, you want to turn the ball carrier in. On offense, obviously you want to run to the open area, run to daylight is the old saying, but this time defense does a nice job, and there really is no open area to run in.
That was Christian Pluchar, the ball carrier for Menlo. First run of the game for Christian.
Option
again, and they'll pitch it again. And now turning upfield past the 30 and inside the 30-yard line.
Now this play was well defended. They had a man on the quarterback, and then they missed the tackle here, and actually missed 2 tackles. So it was defended, but because of good execution and good hard running, they almost make a first down.
Bobby Roth, his first carry of the game. Pass out left, tipped up and almost intercepted as it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, or tipped by the linebacker there, as Graham Stratford was the intended receiver.
That was the underneath coverage. The linebacker steps back and tips the ball, so nice play.
4th down and 2. Pump fake once, going corner of the end zone, wide open for a Menlo touchdown. As Will King, the intended receiver, had plenty of room to pull that in, and Menlo tacks on 6 more.
Well, you see the ball fake, and each of the quarterbacks for Menlo has done a good job of that. They kind of sell the first move, and if you're a defensive back and you bite on it, then you're going to get beat for a long gainer, and that was not only a long gainer but a touchdown. So
Bobby Roth with the extra point that time as Menlo extends to a 43-6 lead.
So, well, not much you can say in this case, Casey, except that Menlo has had the short field, and those drives have been very short. And again, their defense and their kick game, the ball has a magnet, I think, that goes right into the end zone. Who's ever kicking it off there? So, 80 yards away.
1st and 10 again for the Braves, and they'll hand it off and they'll dive right up the middle of the field. Not much room. Excuse me, that is a good amount of room. I'll give him 9 yards as a good carry. I'm used to seeing the 12 to 15-yard runs that we've seen today.
Right. So that was that counter play, good for about 9 yards, as you mentioned.
Most coaches will take 9 yards on 1st down, right?
Oh, if you can do that twice, you're in business. And they go ahead and get the first down here, and that was the counter. So they're faking 1 to 1 back and giving it to the second. Kind of see a little scissors type of play there. So that was the wing back that got the ball. Nice play and keeps the drive alive. So
1st and 10 now for the Braves. 43-6. The Menlo Knights on their way to going to 3-0 on this young season. They hand it off around the outside. Menlo's defense swarming there. Flag comes in. This far referee might have a face mask penalty, but it didn't look like a face mask. But
well, we'll wait and see. But that was a nice run.
Oh, blocking the back.
Yeah. I think he tries to get to the outside. That was Coughlin, I think, with the ball. And you may see it over here, the block in the back, right there. Yep. But he tries to get to the outside. Couldn't get it. Spins back inside. Looks like he's going to make some pretty good yardage. And then the pursuit gets to him.
So it's 1st and long now here for the Braves. And they'll hand it off to Panis on 1st down, and he picks up about 10. So he picks up the penalty yards there. It'll be 2nd down and a little bit more manageable for the Justin Siena Braves.
And that's what I've been calling a lead play. The first back goes through, leads, and the second back gets the ball. It's not the option, not the triple option anyhow.
Pass out to the right. He's got a man open, and it's incomplete.
Just off the fingertips, but nice play here, and actually a well-thrown ball. Gets right to the outside. That's where we talked about where you want to throw it. You want to throw it so that only your receiver can catch it. So a near miss.